Ana de Armas makes her debut as Marilyn Monroe. The Golden Globes are back. Plus, the Oscar race is heating up and Clayton's got the scoop.
It's all coming up right now on The Take.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. Happy Premiere TV Week. There's been a lot of big shows coming back. It's a good week to watch TV.
Yes, fall premiere season is here, even though TV is premiering year-round. But there's also a lot of movies to talk about. So let's start off by talking about one of the most anticipated movies right now. Ana de Armas is on the cover of Variety this week to discuss her film Blonde, in which she portrays Marilyn Monroe. The movie drops next week on Netflix, and we've got a first look for you. This beautiful cover story was written by our colleague, our chief TV critic, Dan Daddario, and I was on set for our behind-the-scenes cover shoot in which I spoke to Ana de Armas about the film and about really getting into character. Now, ever since this film was announced, there has been a lot of conversation. The first controversy of sorts was over her accent. Ana de Armas is Cuban, and obviously she's going to be playing Marilyn Monroe. So we spoke about that, and she actually said that that was her biggest worry and her biggest fear was perfecting her voice because she really wanted to pay tribute to her and do right by her. But what she said that I thought was so interesting is she says there's a lot that goes into an accent, but what you have to perfect is the voice and the emotion that comes with it. And she said Marilyn Monroe herself changed her accent many times throughout the years, but that emotion always stayed the same. So she really wanted to tap into what could she convey to really portray what she was going through at that moment in her life. Now, another thing that she speaks about in this cover story is the nude scenes. She says, I know that I have no control over what is going to go viral, and she used the word disgusting. She said it's disgusting that that is what's going to go viral, but she did things that she wouldn't have done for anyone else, both for the director, Andrew Dominik, and also for Marilyn herself. But my question for you, Clayton, is what do you think about this film's Oscar chances?
I mean, looking at the Oscar race, it's going to be very competitive in Best Actress in particular. Mm-hmm. And the movie's going to have problems outside of people criticizing the accent work. I mean, it is a very out there, outlandish movie. We have some crazy camera POV shots. There are abortion scenes. It should come with a bit of a trigger warning for some people. But with that said, Ana de Armas is captivating. I find myself just looking at her, and even though I may not have been big on the movie itself, I couldn't take my eyes off her the entire time. So she may be in the conversation, but she's got a big hill to climb. Speaking of Best Actress, Michelle Williams shook up the race for us this week, announcing that she will campaign in lead actress and not supporting, as pundits had predicted, for her performance in Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, winning the People's Choice Award, which is a great indicator for Oscar prospects. A lot of people had assumed that she would stay supporting and run away with that category. She has since announced that she will go into lead actress, facing off against Cate Blanchett from Tar and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So this is why Ana de Armas has a hill to climb, because there are 3 spots now that seem assured for that category. What's going to be interesting to watch is Michelle Williams, who could have ran away with supporting, and her role, even though I feel it's a supporting role, some people do see it kind of rides that line. Listen, is it better to be nominated in lead actress or win supporting actress, especially when you're one of the most revered actresses of our time? That remains to be seen, but that category is stacked, including for Olivia Colman from Empire of Light. But one that the internet is buzzing about is Mia Goth for the film Pearl, A24 movie. She is getting some amazing notices from fans. They're talking about her. It's a horror movie that always has a big hill to climb, but the race is tight.
You're absolutely right that the horror genre usually is overlooked when it comes to the awards races, not just the Oscars. So it'll be interesting to see if this can sneak in there. I'm guessing probably not, but it's good that there's a lot of attention on it. And even Marty Scorsese, he actually gave his blessing to the film, saying that he was so tormented by it in a good way that he had trouble sleeping at night. So if you have Marty Scorsese seeing you should see it, Oscar voters should probably take note.
Speaking of horror films, they're back. Golden Globes have been announced by NBC to be returning to the network on Tuesday, January 10th, following their cancellation last year after an avalanche of controversy came across the association. The show will be airing on a Tuesday because Sunday Night Football will be taking place a Sunday prior, along with the NCAA championships that are taking place that Monday. It remains to be known if celebrities will even come to the show. This has been a huge question mark for a long time now. What has the organization done in order to warrant a return? So we'll see what happens. NBC has committed to 1 year with them, and then we'll see what happens after that.
I think it says a lot that this is only a 1-year deal. Usually with award shows, when they make their broadcast carriage deals, they're for a number of years, such as the Oscars had 5 years with ABC. Now, first of all, let's rewind a bit. I have to call you out for that dad joke at the horror films, Golden Globes. That was good.
It's a good movie.
That was good. That was
Thank
good.
you.
But no, I think what will be interesting, as to your point, is to see, are celebrities going to show up, or was this a bunch of lip service? A lot of celebrities, a lot of publicists were saying, we are boycotting the Golden Globes, we are boycotting the HFPA, but now are they going to appear on the carpet for the glitz and glam and for that photo? You know, Tom Cruise is someone who comes up. He returned his 3 Golden Globes.
Yep.
Obviously, Top Gun could very much be in the conversation. Are we going to see him there?
Will they invite him? And there's a lot of people who spoke out about the Golden Globes. Brendan Fraser has controvery with the Golden Globes that essentially ended his career for a while. So let's see how they behave this time around. But listen, with all that said, they still put on a pretty good show. So hopefully we can have some fun this award season.
Yes, there's definitely going to be a lot to keep our eyes on as the Golden Globes approaches in January. But you mentioned before that there is a lot of TV premiering this week. So let's talk about one of the biggest premieres of the week. Dancing with the Stars returned, but for the first time in more than 30 seasons, not to ABC. Dancing with the Stars debuted on Disney Plus, marking a new strategy to bring a veteran broadcast show to a streaming service. I, for one, think that this is a very interesting strategy. This is a show that has a committed fan base. So on one hand, if there's a fan base that's going to follow, this would be the type of show. On the other hand, if it doesn't work, and if the fans don't follow, they can move this right back to ABC, and I think that the fans will still be there. They won't lose them. What do you think about it moving over to Disney Plus?
This is actually, it will answer a lot of questions, because one is, what is the fan base made of? Like, a lot of people assume that Dancing with the Stars is an older audience. Can they follow into a Hulu platform? And then if this does work, maybe they can do this for American Idol, another flagship show for them. And then maybe, hint, hint, maybe the Oscars can do it later in the future. So I think maybe this is kind of a test moving forward for everyone. But I think shows like this can coexist. A lot of people do tune in live, but a lot of times they're just watching it the day after, and you can catch up on the entire season.
Yes, and what's interesting is obviously a lot of shows air on their network home, and then the day after will be on streaming, but this is exclusive to Disney Plus. It's not on broadcast at all, which is interesting. You've been gunning for the Oscars for a while to be on a streaming service. I know the Emmys were on both NBC and Peacock. Obviously, ratings not good on NBC, but I actually watched it on Peacock. It did very well. All right, well, thanks as always for joining us right here on The Tape.
Thanks for watching.